first is, when you discover the work you were born to do, does it mean you're going to leave your job or your company or your career and end up starting your own business? Because a lot of people do that. The answer is not everybody wants to do that. I know some people that are living the work they were born to do and do it within an organisational context, do it in an employed context, and they love doing it. If you're called to be a brain surgeon, if that's your calling, you're probably not going to do that on a freelance basis. You're going to need to do it within a context. So, not everybody is going to need to start their own business. But what I find is a lot of people that once they get in touch with the kind of spirit that inspires them to the work they were born to do, they have a kind of taste of freedom and they want to be much more creative. And what they find is that they want to leave an employed context and create their own vehicle for working. And that often ends up being their own, what I call their own inspired little business. But to me, there's a big difference between just saying being an ordinary entrepreneur and what I call an inspired entrepreneur. And one of the key differences, an ordinary entrepreneur is often thinking about what's hot in the market, what can I make money out of? And their focus is on very much out there in the market. For me, an inspired entrepreneur who does end up starting their own business does so because there is something that they're passionate about doing. So there's a work that they were born to do, that they love doing it, and in a way they want to build their whole life around doing that. So in a way, their own business is simply the vehicle for them doing the work that they love, and a self-employed context would give them a lot more freedom to do that. But I find there are lots of problems for many people in making that transition from being an employee to an entrepreneur because most people have been brought up to be employees. So, it's not always an easy transition. It's a very possible transition. And I think the key thing that I would emphasize for most people is the first thing is to find the work that you love. Secondly, build a business around it, rather than thinking I want to build a business and I don't know what it's going to be about. So for me, it's about finding the work that you love and then building a business around it. And one of the ways I most like to express it, it's about not working for pay, because most people work for pay in a way. That's the survival element of work. You work because you need to earn money. Work for love, primarily. Do something that you love. Do it for love and enjoy doing it. Then figure out how to build a business around it and get paid for doing it. So make the love bit the first bit and then become entrepreneurial and clever, and then think about, I love doing this, I know people love receiving it, how do I build a successful business around it? And how do I become entrepreneurial and create the opportunities to earn a living out of doing something that I love?